Hi all, and welcome to retirementinasia.com. I'm just going to do a quick talk about living in disabilities and visiting Asia with disabilities. Now, most of you know that here in Canada and America and in the UK, if you go anywhere with a disability, it isn't much of an issue like it used to be. Most places now are again adapted to people with disabilities, including stalls, um, pavements, sidewalks, whatever you want to call it, where they have drop curves for people in wheelchairs. Most shops are disabled, people with disabilities have access and don't have that many issues. Now, most airports around the world also cater for people with disabilities. I haven't really been to an airport that hasn't had any capability of dealing with people with disabilities, such as wheelchairs or small motorised carts that can move you around the airport. They let you board the aircraft first if you need extra time, and there's if you ask for it, whatever your needs are, they will try their best to fulfil the needs of the person with the disability. Now, Asia itself is something completely different. Um, I would say the best country for people visiting that have disabilities would be Singapore. Is one of the best countries. You know, the shops are quite accessible for people with disabilities. But after saying that, even some of the streets in Asia are not that good, depending on what your disability is. Now, if you are in a wheelchair and let's say you go down to Little India in Singapore or Chinatown, you won't be able to get along that well and the sidewalks because what happens is the vendors will put clothes out on for sale on the sidewalks. They have table or stalls there, and they'll be completely full, chock a block with items they are trying to sell. Well, this in its own isn't a big problem, but it narrows the width of the sidewalk. And when you've got so many people walking around you, being in a wheelchair or with a walker would be difficult. Also, some of the older streets in Singapore don't have drop curbs, and the height of the curb would be between 4 to 6 inches. So it's a great, it's a drop to get up and down. Now, if we go to Thailand, Thailand's even worse. The state of the pavements in Thailand are unbelievable. They have cracks, they have holes in them because they have open sewers. The vendors tend to put a lot of the goods for sale on stalls and on tables, and trying to get through with a wheelchair, I wouldn't like to try it myself. And crossing the road would be a big issue as well because some of the bridges over the roads, they've got quite an amount of steps up to them, and there's no elevators or lifts. So you would have to find another way to cross the road. Now, the walking streets in Pattaya, Phuket, Ajai, and other places, when they close at night and they don't have traffic on, it's only for people walking, it wouldn't be too much of an issue. But it would still be a problem of getting up and down the curbs for go inside the bars or in the shops that you want to go into. Now, the taxi drivers as well in Singapore, they're quite helpful. And if you have got a disability, they will help you with your bags and they will probably lift your wheelchair in and out the cab for you, or they have the bigger cabs to accept a wheelchair. But I've never seen this in Thailand, and from my own personal experience in Thailand, I tend to find the taxi drivers won't get out of the cab, they won't help you unless they think that you're going to give them a really good tip. Most of them tend to be idle and uncaring. They don't think about, all they think about is the money they're going to get off you. And I haven't seen that many taxis. In fact, I don't think I've seen any taxis in Thailand or Malaysia that would take a wheelchair for the size of the vehicle. So what I'm going to do in later vlogs, I'm going to describe the issues that I have with, I have I have osteoarthritis, degenerative disc disease, and chronic pain. So this limits me walking. Now I do use electric scooter around Canada because it's quite easy to do so. But when I go to Asia, I use a walking stick. Um, some of the MRT stations, BTS stations in Thailand have elevators. But when I've used these small elevators, I'm not sure if you would be able to get a wheelchair in there, especially the bigger size wheelchair, I think it'd be difficult, very difficult to do it. And then you have to wait around for an attendant. Sometimes they're close to it. Sometimes it's very hard to find somebody with the key to operate the lift or the elevator. So it's awkward. So, like I say, what we're going to do in future vlogs is we're going to concentrate on people with disabilities visiting Asia and Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore. For the time being, we'll issue them countries. I've heard that Cambodia is terrible for people with disabilities. There's no infrastructure that really helps anybody. So we'll look at that at a later date. And for the time being, that's all from retirementinasia.com. And we'll catch you soon. Bye for now.